Trident killers are a great way to make a farm fully automatic, but along with that you will also be able to use looting 3 on any mob farm, which will then give you 3 times the amount of loot. But how do you actually build one? So there is of course many different Trident killers out there, but in this one I'm gonna be showing you the easiest one and probably the cheapest one. So for that Trident killer, all you're really gonna need is 4 redstone torches, 4 observers, 4 pistons, 1 lever, and of course the Trident. And of course if you want to get a looting 3 effect on your Trident killer, you will of course need a looting 3 sword. But anyways, to build this you will need to place out a piston, then you will need to go 2 blocks to the right and 1 block pretty much back from where you're standing. So 1, 2, 1 block back, then place a piston on that block, just like this. You're gonna need to do the same here, so 2 blocks to the right, 1, 2, 1 block back, piston, 1, 2, 1 block back, piston. Then after you've done that, on the first piston you place, you're gonna need to place a redstone torch to the left of that piston, with then an observer on top of that, or pretty much in front of that redstone torch. So if you look right here, the little face right here should kind of be looking towards where the redstone torch is. Along with that, if you break this piston, that little redstone eye should be looking towards the piston. Then you will need to do the same on all of the pistons, just like that. So, you know, redstone torch on the left side of the piston, and then of course an observer. It's a very simple concept, just like this. And then you will of course need to throw a trident on top of one of the pistons, like that. And then you will need to place out a lever right here, flick it on once, and then they should go around once. You then flick it on again, and this will just start going around constantly. But to quickly show you how this works when killing a mob, I'm going to be building some blocks around there. So if I spawn in some mobs right here, you will see that they will start dying due to the trident. And now they're all dead, and the resources are laying down here. And again, to get the looting 3 effect on this, you will simply need to hold a looting 3 sword while turning on this. But as you've built this in your world, you might be wondering, well, how am I going to collect the items? Do I need to manually collect them? Well, no, of course not. There is 2 main ways that you can use this farm to collect the items, and that's what I will be showing you now. So the first one is going to require 1 chest and at least 1 hopper, or ideally 4 hoppers. And what you will do is simply destroy out these blocks. A block where you want to have a chest, which can be right here, for example. And then of course to enter the chest, you will simply need to break out these blocks, and then you will simply run a hopper line going into those chests. So if we now build up this wall again and spawn in some new creepers, you will see that they will die and the items will go into the chest. So here the creepers are. Let's wait for them to die, and after they have all died, we can head into this chest. I need to break myself a bit more down, and the gunpowder will then fall into this chest. But of course, if you don't want to use 4 hoppers, you can actually just use 1. But of course, in this block right here, you will need to make sure that you can open the chest, so you will need to use a slab stair or a glass block right here. So if we then remove the gunpowder from here, turn the farm on again, and then spawn in some new creepers. Let's just wait for them to die out. We can then head back down into here, spawn the creeper here, beautiful, and the gunpowder will fall into this chest. So that is one way, but what I like to do, because I simply feel like this is the best, especially if you want to use this as an XP farm to prevent the XP from getting stuck inside the hopper. To use this second method, you will need to break down 4 blocks into the ground, just like I have right there. Then you will need to place yourself out a double chest with then hoppers going into them, just like this. And then what you will need to do is place out some temporary blocks on top of all of these hoppers, with then some railings on them, with then hopper minecart, and then you will of course need to destroy those blocks. So then you can simply do this on all of these, and well, that is pretty much it. So just like this, as you see, now we have hopper minecarts around, and then you will need to place out some blocks right here as the floor. And if we then throw out trident, turn on the farm again, and then spawn in creepers, you will see that if we then head into this chest right here, the gunpowder will fall into this chest. So that is pretty much how a trident killer works, and how we can collect the items in a couple different ways.